With one of the most awaited games of the season, Arsenal took on Manchester United at the Emirates. With both teams scoring goals for fun in the previous couple of games in the Champions League, Premier League, and Europa League, they were completely nullified by each other. And it was Arsenal's set piece FC to the rescue, which gave Arsenal the win. Let's break down the game and see how it went. Now, there was a lot of noise over social media about how impressive we played and how important the win is. I really wanted to address a couple of things here. First of all, these are two different things. Was the win important? Yes, the win was very important. I would have taken a 2-0 victory over Manchester United any day, any time. But was it impressive? Did we play well? Did we create any open scoring chances? Did we look like scoring any chances from open play? No, absolutely not. The performance was horrible. Manchester United completely nullified us. The win was important because we saw Liverpool dropping points at Newcastle. It was very important for us to win it. But how we won the game is very different to the performance that we had. We had to get into our set piece FC gear and then nick a goal and then score the second goal in the similar fashion. Now, were we lucky? No, absolutely not. Arsenal have been doing this for at least a couple of years now, where they have become strong at set pieces, they have become strong at taking corners. So this is something that I have to get credit to Mikel Arteta, the players, and Nicholas Jover in general, who is our set piece coach. But this has nothing to do with luck. It has to do with players who have been grinding out in the same strategy in the training sessions and delivering it at the pitch. But it was not impressive to see that Arsenal were playing at home, taking on Manchester United, who have just got a new manager in Amorim. He's not even a month into the system. And Arsenal, for me, should have taken the game to them. But instead, they were completely nullified. To be honest, they looked clueless in the first half. There were no chances that I could see and say that, oh, this was a beautiful pass from Odegaard. This was a brilliant ball from Saka. Kai Havertz was just like a ghost there. I don't even remember if he did anything in that game. So the performance wise, I'm very disheartened. But yes, the win was important, and I will take that victory any day, any time. I really don't mind Arsenal and Arteta being compared to Stoke City and Tony Pulis with that style of play where we play with long balls, we depend on set pieces and corners to give us a goal. But I really don't want this to become a habit. It should only be for specific games where we look absolutely clueless, nothing is working for us, and then we try to nick a goal from a corner or a set piece. That is where it works for me. It should not be that we are taking this as an advantage and taking this as a style of play. I really want Arsenal to thrive in with playing open play, trying to score goals with an open play with all the players involved together and not depending upon set pieces to rescue us. Now, there were some important changes for Arsenal and for Manchester United. For Arsenal, Gabriel Jesus and Calafiori were not fit, and instead of them, Kivior and Zinchenko started. Which, for me, Zinchenko, he is really good at the ball, but with his defensive duties, I always felt that he's a liability. And knowing that Ahmad or Rashford will be starting at that flank, I was really scared, to be honest. But when I saw Manchester United lineup, I think Amorim rotated the players as well, where he didn't started Ahmad or where he didn't started Rashford. Instead, he went with Højlund, Mount, and Garnacho because they are playing. Not they. I think they all are playing games in quick succession, and I think rotation was important. The rest of the squad looks pretty even. I think for them, they had a couple of more changes in their defensive lines where Kobe Mainu and Martinez was ruled out due to taking a yellow card in the previous game, and Harry Maguire, Dillett, and Mazaraoui started at the three center back positions. And Malacia, after a long time, I saw him again taking the left wing back position for Manchester United, and Dallo starting at the right wing back. I'm really sorry, but I think this is going to be a slideshow of corners, a corner slideshow for this important video. I really didn't want to make it like this, but this is the only thing that happened throughout the game. It was either coming from Manchester United from a set piece, or it was coming from Arsenal. It was just a set piece or a corner showdown. So all the images are just a pure slideshow of corners and set pieces. So it started off with in the 8th minute of the game where we had our first good chance, which again came from a corner. Thomas Partey, he should have scored here. To be honest, it was just clear. He could have just pointed the ball correctly and it would have gone in. But he misses this and it goes a bit wide. but this could have given us a lead in the 8th minute of the game. This is again something that comes from a corner where Zinchenko gets the ball finally. He drives in, puts a cutback for Martinelli, and I think Martinelli he had a bit of time and space, but he just puts the shot wide. He puts it over the crossbar, and nothing comes out of it. But to be honest, Martinelli, I felt he should have done better here. It was a good opportunity. Now, towards the end of the first half, the first good chance came for Manchester United, and fortunately or unfortunately, this also came from a set piece from Mount deep from the Arsenal's halfway line, and the ball was thrown in. Initially, it was deflected back, but then Mount took the ball again and put it in a cross for Harry Maguire, where he took the ball and put a cutback for Dallo, where he had a pretty good shot, but it just goes a bit wide from Arsenal's far post. And Manchester United and Arsenal having nullified each other by halftime, they go at halftime with nil-nil. Arsenal tried to start the second half strong, with one of the early chances coming for Martinelli, where he was driving the ball towards Manchester United penalty area, and Maguire was the one that he had to tackle. Now, for me, I have been an advocate of Martinelli that he needs a bit of more time and patience, but I think he has not been proving, he has not been playing well, he has not been throwing at all, apart bar from the couple of goals that he scores every here and now. If you really see his performances are not good. And Harry Maguire, if there is one thing that you can take away from him, is that he doesn't have pace. He's not very flexible. He has good heading ability, he is very physical, and but he doesn't have pace. And this is where I really thought Martinelli could maybe go a bit close to Onana, then try to score the goal, or maybe try to dribble past Harry Maguire and then try to take a shot. But he does none of that. He directly shoots at Harry Maguire, and Harry Maguire blocks the shot and goes away. Let me know your thoughts on Martinelli, because I think I'm losing my patience with him. He has not been playing well for at least 1.5 years now, and I think it's a long time for him to start putting in the effort that is required for Arsenal. Now, it was in the 54th minute of the game where Arsenal finally broke the deadlock. They found the goal from a very well worked corner from Declan Rice, where he tries to put the ball at the near post. And Timber is there to flick it in just near Onana. And this was a very well taken goal from Timber as well. Huge credit to him and again the Arsenal coach Nicholas Jover, who really has outlined how Arsenal are going to prepare themselves while the corner is being delivered, and this gives Arsenal the 1-0 lead at the 54th minute of the game. Manchester United also looked like scoring, and they also had one of the best chances of the game coming from a set piece that was delivered from Bruno Fernandes, where he hit the ball to Dillet, and Dillet put in a beautiful header just near to David Raya. And it was David Raya who had to fully stretch himself in order to make sure that that doesn't go in. I think it was a beautiful header from Dillet, and I think Dillet was man of the match for me. I think he had an impressive defensive performance, and he was there with one of the best chances for Manchester United, where it was with the header. Arsenal get their second goal in the 73rd minute of the game, where again it is a beautifully taken corner from Saka, where he tries to get Thomas Partey, who is there at the far post. Thomas Partey tries to head the ball back in, where it hits Saliba and goes in. I think this was another very well worked set piece and corner from Arsenal, which gave Arsenal a cushion and 2-0 lead at the 73rd minute of the game. Manchester United didn't create much chances apart from the one with Dallo in the first half and a Dillet header in the second half, where it required a fully stretched dive from David Raya to make sure that the scores are leveled. I really wanted to see Rashford and Ahmad take more and maybe try to exploit Arsenal's defense, where they had Zinchenko and Kiwior starting in a long while. Now, Ahmad did try a couple of moves, and he really got Zinchenko a yellow card with the first move where he tried to exploit him, getting them a foul near to the penalty box. But Rashford, I didn't think that he did much in the game. Now, there were a lot of social media accusations on Rashford, where it was him who tried to flick the ball back, which resulted to Arsenal's second goal, which was a corner, and then Arsenal scored from the corner, which was this Thomas Partey corner, where Rashford is trying to. You see a lot of players trying to flick the ball up and then kick it back so that it goes way above the area. And Rashford was trying to do that. It didn't go well, and it resulted in the corner. But it was Like all the blame was being put on Rashford, that this goal is just because of Rashford. If this was not there, the score could have been 1-0 and they could have nicked a goal back. Now, they could have nicked a goal back or not, it's very hypothetical. The second thing is Arsenal had 13 corners and all the corners they looked threatening. So the goals could have come from anywhere. The first goal is again a corner that is given by Garnacho. Why not blame him for the goal as well? So I think this was a bit stupid from all of them, where instead of trying to make sure that they defend the corner properly, it's more like who gave the corners. Corners can come from anything. Now it can come from any player who is trying to put in a tackle, trying to block a pass, trying to block a shot. Now it can come from anywhere. So instead of trying to focus on if they could have defended the corner in a better way, that is the focus where rather than who gave the corner away. I mean, for me, it doesn't go well because like that you can point out anything and any goal that goes out for a corner. So let me know your thoughts on the Rashford thing that is going well over in social media, but I think it's not justified. Now, Declan Rice was given player of the match for Arsenal, and you can see him here with the player of the match memento. But for me, the player of the match was Nicolas Jovier, the Arsenal set piece coach, and he has truly transformed Arsenal when it comes to corners and set pieces. Arsenal, they really look threatening whenever there is a corner or set piece. It's like they have a penalty and they can just score it for fun. But jokes aside, they do look threatening, and all the corners that Arsenal were taking yesterday, they were very good. It made sure that they put pressure on Manchester United. And over the years of the past Arsenal, you know that this has been our one of the weakest thing. We have never been confident in defending or maybe attacking corners. But I think this has completely changed for now. You can see here Gabriel Magalhaes trying to congratulate and hug the players William Saliba and Kivior after the match. It was good to see him on the pitch. I think there is nothing to worry about. I think he should be back over the weekend, but let's see. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Now, I don't know who put this, but I think this is truly incredible and funny. This is Bakayo Saka's heat map, but the main concentration of the heat map is on the corner flag, where he has taken a lot of corners, one of them resulting in our second goal. But this was really funny that I saw over the social media. And this is true as well. It's not that they are faking it out, but this is truly incredible to see and funny as well. Now for the play ratings, David Raya, I think 7.2 is decent for him because he only had one save to make from delete. He came for the crosses and collected them well. What was impressive for me to see is Kivior, he really had to fill big shoes of Gabriel Magalhaes, and he started the game after a long while, but he was really impressive, making things simple, passing the ball, taking the ball, giving it back to the keeper, and making things very simple. Saliba was incredible as well. Jurrien Timber, I think he has been winning me over in every position that he plays. Odegaard was decent. Thomas Partey, he was very good apart from a couple of places where he misplaced the pass, but I think he was pretty much good. And Declan Rice, I think he was the best one. He was trying to make all the runs like a box-to-box midfielder, trying to cover up grounds. He was making all the things stick. Now for Gabriel Martinelli, I think he had a pretty bang average performance. I think I'll give him 5. Kai Havertz, I think I'll give him 4. I think he was like a ghost. I didn't see him for the whole match. Not with attacking duties, not with defensive duties. I don't know what he was doing. Saka, apart from taking corners and maybe trying to do a couple of things here and there, I think he had a pretty average performance as well. Now it comes to Manchester United, I think the front three who started Mount, Hoylund and Garnacho, I think they were not given the task to attack or trying to link up play. It was just to slow down the game, make sure that they keep the things ticking rather than that go out with full counter and full box overload kind of thing that they have been doing in the previous games. With Bruno Fernandes starting in the middle with Ugarte, I think he was there to control the game, making sure that they win midfield battles. And I think Ugarte and Bruno Fernandes did perfectly with making sure that the positioning was correct and making sure that they keep the things sticking. It was not until when Arsenal scored the goal from a set piece that they started to move around and things started to change and the game started to open a bit. Because by that time, or I mean by until then time, the game was completely nullified by Manchester United. Completely. Arsenal were not able to do anything. Now, in terms of Harry Maguire, I think he was pretty good. Dillit was man of the match for me. Onana, he had made a couple of good saves. All the corners that Arsenal took were pretty much difficult to handle, but he handled most of them. And Mazarawi, he was good as well. I really wanted to see a bit more from Rashford and Ahmad, who came off from the bench. But Ahmad did show a couple of sparks, but Rashford, he was not. I think he was invisible, just like Kai Havertz in the game. He didn't do anything. I really wanted to see him make a couple of runs that could really hamper the Arsenal's defense. Now, in terms of position, you have to acknowledge Manchester United. They did come to the Emirates and they didn't park the bus. They played, they tried to hold the position, and they had more passes and an equal position on the game. And this tells you how well they played in the whole game. And I think apart from the score line and the set pieces, I think they pretty much nullified Arsenal throughout the game. Arsenal had 2.16 expected goals to their 0.22. I do acknowledge that they didn't create any chances, so that was there. I think they came for a draw and trying to control the game and make the game flow. Now, in terms of big chances, Arsenal had 5 to their 0. Total shots 14 to 5. Goalkeeper saves 2 to 4. Corner kicks Arsenal 13 to their nil. Fouls 12 to 8. Passes 463 to Manchester United 476. Tackles 15 to 19, free kicks 8 to 12, and yellow card 1 to 3. Now, in terms of accurate passes, Arsenal had 403 to Manchester United 412, throw in 16 to 11, final third entries 51 to their 38, and final third passes it was 63 by 85 for Manchester United, 78 by 110 for Arsenal. Long balls 25 by 46 for Arsenal, and for Manchester United 23 by 52, and crosses 7 by 23 for Arsenal, and Manchester United 1 by 6. I think it was a pretty much even game for both teams. It was very boring to watch, but if you take the set pieces aside, there was nothing to take away from both teams. Now this is our new logo, and the cannon has gone away and the corner flag has come up. The set piece FC Arsenal. No, I'm just kidding. But this was something good that I saw over the internet. It was really funny as well because we are set piece FC as of now. When Arteta was asked, he said it was one of the best set piece performances. We could have scored more goals, and I'm very pleased with that. When the same thing was asked with Amorim, he said the set pieces changed the game for us. We were committed and we lost to the set pieces. And I think that's truly correct because they were totally par with Arsenal throughout the game, bar the set pieces. When Mikel Arteta was asked, he said, I think last year we scored the most goals in the history of this club, not only because of the set pieces, but because a lot of things we have. We want to create individual moments, magic moments. A lot of players can create their own goals. We can create goals on short counters, long counters, against slow build-ups. When we have to have restarts and opportunity to open up opposition, every single phase of play, just maximize it and keep working on it, keep improving. And I do believe that Arsenal really need to get back to their open scoring form where they score more goals with open play and not just rely on the corners or set pieces. Mikel Arteta on Gabriel and Calafiori injuries. Gabby was a big risk to play today because he felt something against West Ham. Sunday is going to be a possibility with Calafiori as well. Let's see how he reacts. Matthew Zillist, when he was asked in 2 or 3 days is the next game, so that will be really important one for us again to show again that we learn from this game and to get the 3 points. Dillett also added where he said, offensively, we will improve. We are still quite early with the new trainer, but there are some positives. But overall, we really disappointed with 0 points. In the end, we play a little bit more offensive, leave a bit more space, and you get some chances against. But in general, I think that was quite good. Ruben Amorim said that it was a tough game. We tried to do our game, especially in the first half. We could be more aggressive, but we need some more training to reach that area. We have to understand that they have years of doing that. Arsenal can change games like that. We try to defend them with the spaces of 2 days to train, but it's hard for every team to defend Arsenal set pieces. And I think that's a very important point. Arsenal have had 5 years under Mikel Arteta and a lot of training sessions to get this set play. But Ruben Amorim, in just less than a month, he at least nullified Arsenal's open play opportunities for sure. Ruben Amorim on his rotation, it's not because I like to change all the time, but we have to have all the squad fit. For example, Harry Maguire has a time limit. Malacia and Mason Mount have time limits. Lenny Euro has a time limit. We have to manage winning games and in a different methodology, different way of playing, more meters to press. And tomorrow we have to assess, and the guys who have a little bit of risk to some injury will not play. We have to make everybody work and to play and to improve the squad. And then he was said in the last third you can see that we need to improve more aggressive and ideas. That's the part is more difficult to improve without a lot of training. I completely agree. I think United will definitely improve in the coming months, and I think they have a very good manager who at least made sure at least we see a bit of excitement, a bit of style of play, and what he's trying to do at Manchester United. With that being said, Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about, was it really a bad idea for Amorim to bench Rashford and Ahmad? Do you think he should have started it instead of rotating the squad? What do you think Arsenal were, how were they nullified? Do you think that it was just a one-off game where they relied on set piece, or do you think this is becoming a bit more consecutive game by game where they are relying on set piece more often than not? Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Now with that, that is the video then and there. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Share it among your friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.